What's up, guys? It's Mick here. How's it going? So today I thought I'd make you a little video about why you probably can't lose your body fat. So many people out there are like dieting and exercising, and it doesn't matter what they do, they just cannot lose their body fat. So I'm going to talk to you about one thing that's probably holding you back. And that one thing is good old refined sugar. Sugar is the enemy when it comes to fat loss. It's amazing how much or how many issues sugar causes, and weight gain is one of them. Many studies have suggested that sugar causes many chronic diseases, including obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. Obviously, diabetes is a huge thing in the States. Type 2 diabetes is obviously diet related, and a lot of people have type 2 diabetes and could obviously get rid of it if they their diet was more refined. Now, sugar is high in empty calories, and what that means is that there is no nutrient benefit to eating sugar. There's no macronutrients, there's no vitamins, and there's no minerals. And when I say macronutrients, obviously I mean fat, protein, and then complex carbohydrates. Obviously, sugar is a simple carbohydrate, and what that means is once it gets into the body, if it's not burnt off, it's going to stall. So what I'm going to do is show you some foods and talk to you about how much sugar's in them, because you probably have no idea. So I'm going to start with, I've got a couple little samples here. Spaghetti sauce. So you have a meal of pasta, okay, and you probably think, this is pretty good for me. I'm using wholemeal pasta or one of the vegetable pastas. But you put this sauce in there, and not this particular one, but most spaghetti sauce has about 13 grams per serve, and there's 6 servings in here, okay? So basically you're looking at around 78 grams, which would be around 19 and a half teaspoons of sugar. Now, there's 4 grams per teaspoon of sugar. So when you see, say, Fruit Loops with 12 grams, that's 3 teaspoons per serving. Now, 1 teaspoon, which is 4 grams, has 15 calories of energy. So obviously you do the math. If you have 10 teaspoons, you're looking at 150 calories, which are completely empty. Now, what I wanted to show you is the baked beans. Okay. So baked beans, it's mind-blowing how much sugar is in here, okay? 12 grams per serve, okay, times 6. So there's 6 servings. Now, when I usually eat one of these, I eat at least half the can, okay? Now, I'm going to visualize this for you. See that cup of sugar, okay? That is 72 grams of sugar, and that's exactly what's in this, okay? Now, this is 19 and a half. So it's another teaspoon and a half of sugar for this one. So you think you're doing the right thing by eating marginally healthy. You've got to check the labels on everything, okay? This soup right here, 40 grams of sugar in this little can of soup. Look at it, 40 grams. So that's 10 teaspoons. Now, the crazy thing about sugar is most people are starting their day off with a sugar-loaded diet, okay? You might have something like this, some Lucky Charms. Now, there's 10 grams of sugar per 3/4 of a cup. Who has 3/4 of a cup when they eat these things? Not me. I don't eat them very often. I mean, this box has been in the cupboard for a long time. So I have seen varieties of Fruit Loops that have about 12 grams per half a cup. So you have a full cup of Fruit Loops and you're looking at 24 grams of sugar, which is obviously 6 teaspoons. I mean, that's just crazy. I wanted to show you some chocolate. This is my favorite chocolate. I love this stuff so much. In this tiny little bar, there's 65 grams of sugar, okay? 65 grams. I used to eat one of these easily, like no worries. So, all empty calories. Now, everyone loves a Coke, right? Well, most people do. This is how much sugar is in 1 can of Coke, okay? That is 40 grams of sugar. One Coca-Cola, 40 grams. That's bloody incredible. So, obviously, refined sugar is the enemy. You see all these soft drinks that have no high fructose corn syrup or cane sugar. It doesn't matter if it's high fructose corn syrup or cane sugar, it's still going to cause the same issues, okay? It's said that sugar stimulates the same part of the brain that the drug cocaine does. So it's obviously a feel-good drug. And they've actually done scientific studies to back that up. Sugar will impact your blood sugar and your hormone release. Now, when you eat protein, you will release a couple of peptides, okay, into the bloodstream. What these peptides do is they give you that full feeling. That's why protein gives you that full feeling and makes you feel like you're full for longer. And protein's obviously slower digesting. When you consume sugar, basically what happens is it hits your liver and your pancreas has released insulin. It's called an insulin spike. And then the insulin shuttles the sugar into cells, okay? It'll either be stored as fat or as glycogen for your glucose energy system. Now, if you're sedentary, if you're sitting around, you're not doing anything and you're eating sugar, it's gonna store as fat. It's not gonna burn off, okay? Now, if you eat sugar before a workout, a lot of people do high sugar before they go for a workout. Now, if you're trying to burn body fat, you're not burning any body fat, you're just burning the sugar that you consumed. The only time you want to do sugar, like if you're trying to lose body fat, is if you do a rigorous weight training session and you need to restore glycogen. And I've talked about this before. I do dextrose, okay? It's about 50 grams of sugar in water and I just drink that. That restores glycogen and then allows you to process protein, so protein synthesis can occur. So you have to be aware of what you consume before you work out, because you don't want to be burning the food, okay? You want to be burning body fat. Now, I talked about empty calories, okay? When you consume sugar or most sugary foods, they're not filling or don't give you that full feeling. And the reason is because they're not releasing the 2 hormone peptides that I talked about, which give you that full feeling, which is what obviously protein is responsible for. So empty calories, they have, as I said, no macronutrients, so no protein, fat, or complex carbs, and no minerals or vitamins. So eating sugar is just not going to help you at all. Now, I'll touch on breakfast real quick, okay? You have your cereal, you might have a Pop-Tart, you might have a glass of orange juice. A glass of orange juice, on average, has about 22 grams of sugar. People don't realize that. Now, here's the problem with fruit juice. Most of the fiber's taken out. I know you can get some orange juice with pulp in it, but like look at all the apple juices and other things like that. There is no fiber in there. So you're literally drinking a glass of sugar. And I used to drink a lot of fruit juice, but I quit a while ago, just knowing what sugar is in there and how much it is. Now, the problem is when people have high sugar diets, it displaces nutrient-packed foods because they may fill up on something sugary, and then they don't feel like eating something else, okay? And the reason why we're addicted to it is, like I said, it stimulates the same part of the freaking brain that bloody cocaine does. So who wouldn't want that euphoric feeling? I get it. I mean, I love that as much as the other person when it comes to eating, okay? Sugar's definitely the enemy when it comes to, trying to lose body fat. If you have a high sugar diet, it's going to be impossible for you to lose the body fat. And a lot of people do the low fat options. If you do low fat options, have a look in the label, okay? Most of the low fat options are just loaded with sugar for taste. Because if you take the fat out of food, it tastes like shit, okay? So you're basically putting the sugar in to replace the fat you took out because it tasted like shit. So the crazy thing is, fat doesn't make you fat, okay? It's the carbohydrates that your body doesn't burn for energy and is stored as body fat. Now, of course, if you go eat a shit ton of fat, there's gonna be body fat storage, okay? But obviously, the average person that's trying to lose body fat is not consuming a shit ton of fat. So you need to take those things into consideration when you're choosing what foods you want and what you want to eat. Okay, there's just so much. I think they say 80% of all products in a grocery store contain a lot of sugar. So do yourselves a favor. I mean, just grab your containers and flip them over. Check this out. Okay, pretty simple. Your sugar, your protein, everything's on there. Your fiber. Now, eating fruit, okay, yes, it's got fructose in it, which is a form of sugar, and it has a lot if you eat a lot of fruit, but your fruit has fiber, okay? So your fiber is going to slow down the absorption rate of the sugar, and you're not going to get a strong insulin spike like you would if you drank a Coca-Cola, okay? So anyway, that's about it for this video. I hope you got something out of it. Obviously, there's a lot of sugar in our products. I mean, remember that? Bloody spaghetti sauce and baked beans. Insane, right? So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful to some of you. Do me a favor. If you want more content like this, just make a comment and say you like this and you want more educational stuff. If not, whatever. But do me a favor, like and subscribe and hit the little bell if you want to be notified of more videos when I'm putting them up. But that's it, guys. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you soon.